make it, cut a piece, eat it for yourself, don't tell nobody. We tell you, tell the people if they don't mind you cutting into it, messy, then share it. If they start moaning, no, you shouldn't eat like that, don't show them. Let them wait, and then give it to them when it's perfect. This is perfect. So good. Hi, welcome to ggmix. Today I'm going to show you how to make the tastiest Galaktoboureko you've ever eaten. But my Galaktoboureko ain't like your typical Galaktoboureko made with a semolina filling, because I prefer to use my semolina custard when I make bougatsas, because I feel the semolina is so heavy and works so much better with a light flaky pastry. But my Galaktoboureko has a custard that's so soft and silky and velvety, with a crisp flaky phyllo top and a sugary syrup with hints of rose that penetrates throughout the deliciousness to give you a melt in your mouth experience with every single bite. So let's get started. But don't forget to subscribe so you are notified when I do upload my bougatsa recipe with the best semolina custard you've ever tasted. So let's get started. Again, for real this time, let's start with our syrup, because if we don't make our syrup first and give it time to cool down, every Greek woman is going to hunt you down and tell you off, because you need to have a cold syrup to add to your hot Galaktoboureko at the end to all penetrate really, really well. So let's get on with our syrup. In the pan, add your sugar, water, cinnamon and cloves and bring to the boil. After about 5 minutes of boiling, add your lemon and leave it to boil until it thickens. Now take it off of the heat and add your honey and rose water and leave it to cool. Right, now on to the star of the dessert, the silky custard. Put your milk and vanilla in a pan, but leave it on a low heat to warm, but don't let it boil. Whilst it's heating, add your eggs and sugar to a bowl and whisk them together. Now get out a spoon and run it around the sides of your bowl to catch any lumps. Then whisk again so everything is silky smooth. Now add your corn flour and whisk it in again so it is silky smooth. And get out your good old trusted spoon and scrape on the sides again to make sure there are no lumpy bits. Then add half your milk to your egg mixture so your eggs can get used to the milk's temperature. Then add everything back to your pan and keep whisking on a low heat until it starts to thicken. If you think nothing is happening, get out your spoon and run it around the sides to get any lumps that are starting to form. Then get your whisk out again and keep whisking like a crazy person. But now keep a close eye on it, because when you start getting a whole spoonful of thick bits like this, take it off of the heat and keep whisking vigorously until everything thickens. Then get out your spoon and run it along the sides one last time, and there you are, no more lumps. Right, now add your delicious custard to your container. Okay, then I like to leave a little bit stuck to the side so I can eat it. Oh, it's so tasty. This is so light. It is like creamy cloud. Ooh, dear. Creamy clouds. The best. Best tip, leave a little bit stuck to the pan. Cover it with cling film, making sure that it touches the top of the custard so it doesn't form a skin. I've got my phyllo pastry covered with a tea towel so it doesn't dry out, and all I'm going to do is lightly brush my melted butter over my phyllo pastry. Okay, then being very, very gentle, lift it up, place it in your tray. Just like that. Don't worry if it rips, be alright. As long as you've got everything laid on top of each other, you'll be fine. And then all we do is just repeat this process. What I'm gonna do is butter my first 8 layers. I'm doing 8 layers at the bottom because my packet has 16 sheets of phyllo pastry. So I've halved it. We'll have 8 on the bottom and 8 on the top, but you can have as many as you like. Just make sure you've got an even amount at the top and at the bottom. This is what your tray should look like with all your layers, minus the holes, but don't worry if you get any holes. It won't change the flavour of the thing. And what we're gonna do is add our lovely custard. Look at that. Nice little jiggle. Set nicely. Now add it into your pan. And again, make sure you leave a little bit on the edges so you can enjoy while you bake. So tasty, I'll eat that in a minute. But what we're going to do now, can you see all these, this filler here hanging out? We're just going to fold it all in like this. Fold it in over. Fold them all in to make it nice and neat. And also this is going to add a lovely little crispiness inside. Tuck it in like that nicely, and then what we do is the same thing that we did for our bottom layers. Just get our butter and baste each layer with our butter, and then just add it on top, just like that. Push it down a bit and then baste again. Don't worry about spreading the butter all over the pastry so it's completely covered, because the butter is going to actually melt when it starts heating up in the oven. So it will just spread out and it will get all, the whole pastry will get covered, so don't worry about that. Plus you don't want it to be too buttery and oily. You want it buttery and oily but not excessively, because we're going to also add all our syrup, which is going to soak and drench all the way through, so we don't want it to be too overindulgent. Indulgent, yes, but not too much. Oh no, it ripped. Don't worry about that. Now that we've added our top layers, this is what it looks like. So what we're going to do is tuck it all in like, you know how you tuck in a child into bed? So we're going to tuck in our custard so it stays all nice and secure and snugly inside, and it looks nice and neat as well. That's all you do. Get your edges and gently, if you see here, lift the base bit up and tuck it in like that. So lift the base and tuck it in. Oops, don't worry if it's ripping apart, you know, it's going to be able to tell the difference. If it's ripped or not, don't worry about it. Get it in, so you lift, snuggle it in, tuck it in, just like that. Lift, tuck it in. Oops, last side, tuck it in. Lift it in, tuck it in. Now gently push it back out to go all the way to all the edges. Like that. And what I'm going to do now is just score down as up to the custard, not all the way down, just up to the top of the custard, so through the first top layers, and I'm scoring it to the size of the pieces that I want to serve everybody, just like this. And we just go down up to when you feel it, the resistance of the pastry give way and you can feel the custard underneath. Now sprinkle with some water to make our top layer crispy. Now into the oven we go for around 40 minutes. Give it a check. If it's golden to your liking, take it out. And if you think it needs a little more time, keep an eye on it and take it out when you think it's ready. My Galaktoboureko is out the oven. It is crackling, it is crispy, it smells delicious. Look at it. Now while your Galaktoboureko is hot, pour over all your syrup. Hear that crackle? Yes, that means we're gonna have some crispiness, some smoothness, some tastiness. Right, what I like to do is just go over the score marks I did earlier, but this time I'm going all the way down so my syrup can sink all the way to the bottom. Hear that crispiness? That's what I'm talking about. Have a little taste. Sweet, rosy, crispy, so tasty. Oh, so great. Take out all your cinnamon sticks and cloves. Okay, can you see my cake is drinking up all this syrup? It is absorbing all the juicy sweetness inside it. But you are meant to wait for it to absorb it and cool down a bit so you can have a nice perfect slice. But I know that it tastes 100 times better when it comes straight out the oven, so I'm gonna eat it. But it is gonna be a messy piece. But I don't really care because it is so tasty when it's warm. So what I'm going to do is cut myself a messy piece, then I'll show you a neat piece later because I can't have this around sitting here and me waiting for it to cool down. Don't care if it's messy. I don't care if it's messy. I'm going to dig in. Take my last little bit. This is the messy piece. So hot. It's like Galaktoboureko soup. It's fantastic. Come and look at this. Look how flaky this is, yeah? And then you've got flaky, then you've got the soggy phyllo at the bottom, all the layers underneath. It's soft, you've got crispy, you've got creamy. So good. My advice to you, make it, cut a piece, eat it for yourself, don't tell nobody. We tell you, tell the people if they don't mind you cutting into it messy, then share it. If they start moaning, no, you shouldn't eat like that, don't show them. Let them wait, and then give it to them when it's perfect. This is perfect. So good. So crispy. And you know, the rose water takes this dessert to the next level because it's so sweet, so heavy and so rich, but because the rose water is so like light and flowery, it makes it more fragrant and light, not light, and light. It's good. Okay, for those of you that don't like a messy looking dessert and want it to look perfect, if you wait a little while so all your syrup is soaked through like this, so it's not all syrupy and like gungy looking, and you can see after all that syrup I added, it absorbed it well, but my top is still crispy. You can see My custard is sitting there beautifully there, and you can see the crisp phyllo, then the soggy phyllo, and the custard and the other layers of phyllo at the bottom. So good. It's tasty when it's straight out of the oven and all mushy, and tasty when it's cold and set. So good. You're gonna have it when it's set anyway. Once it's set, it's set. But you've got to try it when it's soggy though still. Oops. Just for the sake of it. So good. Crispy and silky smooth. This is about flavour and texture. So tasty. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and share. And if you want to keep up to date with all my latest videos, please subscribe below. So until next time, bye!